Hello, and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. Today, I'm using my alt account, and we are specifically focusing on Conquest. The reason I'm using my alt account over my main account is because, in terms of Conquest, my alt account is much less progressed, so we can kind of talk about what to expect in Conquest and how to approach it. So I will tell you, I made a big mistake with doing this, is you really shouldn't be promoting these towers. This steel you would use to promote these is much better off being saved up to make a bow. I have videos on how I made my bow and how you can make your bow too. And it's a huge upgrade, way more of an upgrade than this from Idle. And once you have your bow and all your archer gear made to legendary 5-star, then you can upgrade these to your heart's content. So each one of these has a wave. So this started at 300. This would be 400, 500, 600. I don't know what this was. Alright, I thought it started at 300. Maybe it started at 200? That makes sense. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. Okay, it started at 200. That's right, because you unlock Conquest. Oh, they changed it. This is actually where they nerfed it. Because if you look at my old videos, this one was 1300. And I believe you came in here and it was a 300, so they reduced this to 200. So this is where I think they really changed the content. I would have to look in a previous video to be sure about that, but I'm almost positive this started out at 300 and went all the way up, and this was 1300. Let's see if there's any. Yeah, because I believe this was 1700. So did they just nerf this by about a level to make it more entry for? I mean, that would make sense because you unlock this at 220, and if you came here at after beating wave 220, I mean, you wouldn't be able to do anything because the first one was equivalent to wave 300. I wish I had proof of this. I really wish I had proof of this now. I'm going to pause the video here for just a moment so I can look and see if I have a previous recording that shows Conquest. So I did go back and check. I checked my video of when we were stuck on stage 245. And in that video, it's very brief, but it shows Conquest, and it does start at 300. And it looks like they lowered everything by one difficulty now. In terms of this, I think this starts at wave 2000, so this is the same. And this is 3500. I believe all that's the same. So it just looks like they nerfed the first one to make it so that when you get here at wave 220, you can actually clear the first one rather than you come here at 220 and you go to try the first one and it's a wave 300 difficulty and you can't do it. So let's talk about how you navigate around here. You should really use these buttons down here. 1, 2, the Roman numerals. They go in order of easiest to hardest. So that way you don't have to, because when I first started this, I'm like, man, I was looking all around here, like are there any that are also not as difficult? No, just use these numbers, they take you right there. So as you can see, we have cleared 2 through 600, and if you look over here, here's 600, 600, and 700. So when you start clearing one, you should be also able to work on another island simultaneously. So all that said, let's start conquesting. One thing to note is the waves also can differ. Oh wow, this is a lot easier. That was in fact so easy we stunned them off the screen. Okay, I have to put this in perspective. This is probably a 700 wave, so that's why this is so easy. I'm doing like 2,000 waves, so okay, yay, we did it. And we're not going to level it up. It's more important to pool things. Yeah, that was a 700. Each one of these can have a different level of difficulty. What I believe the wave number is, it really means we are using the stats for this wave, and you're saying I'm just going to destroy everything here. So this one specifically is the stats of this wave are 800. However, the composition of the wave may be harder or easier than your typical 800. This is, wow, we stunned off the screen. Okay. All right, we'll keep going. So I'm expecting us to take the capital. So now this, if you look at this wave is a wave that I would consider to be much easier than most waves. It's a bunch of little guys, no siege engines. So this means that the difficulty isn't necessarily linear, because just like in the regular game, they have waves like this that are just super easy. So that's something to keep in mind. If you couldn't beat this 800, try the 900. Because of the different composition of monsters, it might be much easier to do. And so you just keep going through the island. And this is a harder wave because, of course, there's siege engines. Well, catapults. Which are siege engines. So that's kind of how this would be different than the previous wave in terms of composition. And this is kind of hilarious because we are now stunning things off the screen. And I didn't do this again. Like, the reason this is so easy is because I didn't progress through this as we were going. I decided to wait because I thought this would be a great thing to see once my account was powered up. Originally, I was going to stop this account before they did the patch when I conquered this island. Because to me, when you conquer this island, that pretty much shows you Conquest. It shows you all you need to know. So we're going to actually try conquering 2, because why not? Alright, let's go right now. Once you conquer all the little forts around it, you can go for the capital. And I'm curious because this capital used to be... This was a very meaty wave. That seemed to also be less difficult. Oh, wow, we knocked him off the screen. And so how this works is you appoint your lord, and the highest upgraded one is the best lord to do, and that gives you a bonus. I think the bonus only applies to the capital. I don't know that it applies to anything else, like the subsidiaries. But, once again, okay, we completed that one. Where are we going to go? We're going to click 2, and we'll start on this one over here. Yeah, and you can see I'm overpowered for this. So I'm very curious about what everybody else's experience with this is. I didn't expect I suspected there might be a Conquest nerf, just because, again, like, this didn't make sense, but I didn't know how they were going to nerf it. I expected them to nerf some of the waves, because some of the waves seemed way more difficult than what they really were. And I can't tell if that's what we got. And part of the reason I can't tell is because, again, I've sorely outleveled this. So maybe if we get to the third one, we'll see the difference in difficulty. And if you don't believe that Conquest changed, you actually can look at my video for stage 245, and it clearly shows how this used to be harder. So, again, not expecting too much of a challenge right now. We'll keep going until I get to a challenging wave. Apologies, I am a little congested right now. So far, so good. So yeah, I'm not. Excuse me. I'm not really expecting any challenge right here. We're we way surpassed this. Hey, that's Raven. So she does show up in the new enemies. That's nice. All right, so this would be one of the beefier. These are basically the knights that function like the ogres. But again, I don't know if the the content of the 1200 wave seemed to be different, but I can't verify that it's actually different because of how quick we're. I mean, we just destroy everything. We're gonna find out. We're gonna see if we can take the second castle. Easy enough. Okay, so here's another example of a very easy wave because it's a lot of little guys. And I like how we're just stunning people off the screen. You know, since we hit wave 2000, we will go to the glacial continent, or yeah, it's glacial. We will go there too, and we will explore that. Again, it's really hard to gauge these waves. I mean, I feel like this. Yeah, this looks like a typical night wave that I would remember from before. And of course, we do so much damage, it doesn't matter. Okay, now we can go after the capital. And we conquered the capital as expected. Now we will move Xavier over here. And then it will tell us we need to add somebody else. So we'll put Luke there. And let's go to the next one. Starts at 1,000. I think we should be able to get. I think by the time you get to wave 2,000, you should be able to take. I think the first 3 capitals. We want to attack. They're off the screen so far. We can't. That's something. Yeah, this is so. This capital might be hard. Excuse me. Catapults, nothing special. That'll be interesting if we can actually take the third one. I don't remember if I took the third one before. Again, this would be another freebie wave. Very easy to defeat these waves, at least for me, with a lot of the little enemies. And right through, and we stun the boss. We stun the boss off screen again. The crowd control of my warriors now is getting kind of ridiculous. So that's a change you can look forward to, is switching to the 4 crowd control warriors, and that really does slow things down. I don't know how much damage they're doing, but this doesn't matter. But the fact that they're able to control the enemy so well could make a big difference on harder waves. And again, no upgrading because we need to spend that steel other places. I am glad to see they made Conquest make more sense in terms of a starting difficulty. I thought they might push it back, but it makes way more sense for them to nerf it down 100 levels. We might see it start getting more difficult as we progress through the third one, and if not, when we progress on the fourth one, excuse me. The fourth one should be much harder. Okay, we're starting to see some of the difficulty seep through. We're not killing everybody at the edge of the screen now. That's how you know it's harder. Oh, one guy might make it and actually hit our wall. Now the real danger is coming out. Okay. We got all the give me out of the way. It's going to get harder. Alright, here's the ballistas. This is a more difficult wave. Yeah, we're just Stun City now. 1700, getting up there. Okay, this is a gimme wave. You will find quite a few of these. The problem is, of course, you don't know what the gimme waves are. So you have to kind of go through, ones that are about plus or minus 200 levels from where you are, see if you can get them. If you don't, you always just come back when you're stronger. It's not that big a deal. I do like the change I made with my warriors. They seem to be much more effective. I look forward to leveling them up. Especially if they stun the catapults. You know I don't like catapults. So we are taking a little bit of castle damage. Not a whole lot. And we go right to the center. Okay. Now for the capital. This should be a much harder fight. Again, I don't know if they changed how difficult these fights are. And it's hard to say, too, because our strength now, we should easily be able to do a 2000 wave. Maybe higher because of, okay, now stuff is starting to pile up. Now things are getting dangerous. Okay, now we'll see. And it wasn't even really that dangerous. Okay, so we took the third capital, promoting people. Alright, fourth one. Oh, this is a unique island. You know what? Let's go right for 2300. Let's see if we're gonna do this. Let's see if we're gonna take the fourth capital or not. This is really gonna make me pump up a lot more Conquest, that's for sure. Okay, now you can see. I don't think these waves are nerfed. This seems to be like what I would expect from a typical wave. Okay, well, I guess we're taking the fourth one. Excuse me. Again, there's really nothing special at all about these ballistas. They're just getting liquidated. This is just more meat for the grinder, basically. I really didn't expect this to go this far. I was thinking, well, it's 6 because when I did this before the patch, I think I had to be about 1500 before I could take the capital of the old one. It was quite difficult. That's why I'm curious if we'll be able to take this capital, because I don't know that we're strong enough to take the capital. But there's one way to find out, and that's to take all these little nodes and see if we can take the capital. This video is going to end up a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but screw it. You're going to see a lot of great gameplay footage from just taking out all these catapults. Really, though, that's why I don't do too much Conquest. It's really, to me, this isn't too entertaining because our experiences are going to be the same. When I go in and do an expedition, you know the rewards I'm going to get and you are going to get, and everybody gets different rewards. Now and it's the same thing with King's Ruin. I don't know what King's Ruin looks like. I had some of my viewers telling me their King's Ruin was really hard today, and I'm kind of surprised by that. I didn't have any exceedingly hard difficulty today, but again, all of our troops and everything are different, so that's where the real variance comes in. So far, so good, man. We're just going right through this. And again, I will come in here and upgrade these later. After we get all 5-star legendary archer gear. Which you can see I have a ton of steel, but I mean the thing is I don't have any good bows to upgrade. At least at this level, I feel like we get new bow patterns very quickly. And so, could I get more waves if I focused on promoting my bows and stuff like that? Yes. Do I wanna do that right now? No. Not because I'm allergic to more power, because number one, this is my alt account. And because number two, it actually is a lot of work, believe it or not, to get to Legendary 5-star. It's not what I would say hard work, but it took me about a half an hour to go from a rare 2-star bow all the way up to a Legendary 5-star bow. And while it is a big increase, don't get me wrong, it's very powerful, very. Oh, whoa! What's going on here? We went from like smoking these waves to. What are you guys asleep? All right, that was a Conquest difficulty wave that I remembered, where it was a 2000 wave, but it was still really hard. That's like I think the hardest one we've seen. Now I lost my train of thought. Go on. It'll come back. I'm sitting here trying to remember what I was just talking about before I got... Because I actually was shocked that we actually took that much damage. It looked like we were about to lose. Granted, I expected us to lose well before this. But not on a wave that was... You know, we cleared a 2,000. I mean, but this is where Conquest can get kind of iffy with the difficulty. Like, we cleared a 2,000 wave. You would think we'd be able to easily... Or relatively easily clear a 2,000 stage in Conquest, and it's not always the case. Like, this is going to probably be another bad one. Lots of cannons. And, oh no, uh-oh. Is this it? Is this... It's going to be close. 3 cannons in the back. Barely. We barely beat that one. And now we can go in for the capital. Oh, it was about the bow I think I was talking about. With all this iron, I could upgrade the bow. But the thing is, the bow patterns go up so quickly. And that's the thing to me. So it was like, well, I could do that. Or I could just save and wait. I mean... So it really seems worth it to me when you get to the 2-star bow, because the next up... Oh, we lost. Ooh. Okay. That was about what I would expect. We'll try it one more time. But this is actually a 2400 wave, so this is quite a bit more than what we're doing right now. Come on, Thor, you can stop him. It is interesting to see Thor do his thunderclapping. No, there's going to be too many. Oh, Thor also left the middle. Yeah, too many. Not enough DPS. But that's about how it, but you know, that's about how it goes, and even though you didn't take 4, you can go ahead and start on 5. And really the only difference with Glacial is on the Glacial Continent, it goes up by 150 instead of 100 between stages. So it's just a quicker scaling, more difficult version of this. And the last, and it does have some interesting graphics. And the last one is 160 between waves, but you don't unlock it till 3,500. So we won't be seeing that on this account. And this is about it. You just go in. And generally, so like if you go up 300 stages, I would expect you to maybe clear 300 here. We will also try to, we probably won't get too far, but we'll try Glacial too. And the difficulty, like this is going to be a much more difficult wave. There's a lot more troops. We got a lot of catapults out. Stuff is all over. I think we'll clear it, but I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on. Like, just look at how long this wave's been going. And there we go. Okay, this will be an easy wave. And that's what they do, is they tend to throw like a really hard wave and then an easy wave. So it actually mirrors a lot what you see in the actual game in terms of the uneven difficulty scaling. I do like the uneven difficulty scaling because if you really wanted to try and take, let's say we wanted to take the last one, you could actually try turning fast forward off and actually sit there and play your characters to try and see if you could do it. I mean, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll try that. We'll see how well I can play this game manually. And I will tell you, it's probably not going to go that well, because I generally just go on auto battle. But you know what? For you, my viewers, I'll try doing one manually. I haven't done a manual one since the tutorial, And even in the tutorial, I think I immediately slapped auto battle on because they're all freebies, and I kind of understood how the system worked already. But you know what? We'll try doing a manual one, and we'll see if I can stall enough so that we can actually win. Because it's all about stalling. If you can stall enough of the wave, you have more time to do DPS before they DPS you down, and you can win. I do like our stun warriors. I feel like this is much better, and once we get them stronger, we'll probably look at getting rid of Aisha. Whether or not getting rid of Aisha happens before the retirement of the account, we'll have to see. But the retirement of the account is definitely coming. This would really have been my retirement party for this account, would have been doing this. Part of the reason I hesitate is I actually do enjoy this game a lot. So it's hard for me to be like, oh, well, and really the reason I don't want to keep my set, the biggest reason, outside of it, it is kind of hard to do 2 videos a day. I do want to transition to my main account. Those are both things that I really do want to do. The other reason it's so hard is because if I wasn't doing the 2 videos a day, I could basically do most of the stuff in parallel. Because I would go to the gold mine. I mean, I kind of do it now. I go to the gold mine. Oof, we got smoked. All right, that's a little tough. 2,300. We'll try 2,400. Sometimes you can leapfrog like this. Now you're seeing the real difficulty of Conquest. But again, this just means you come back later when you're stronger. But no, one of the things I would do is like I do gold mine on one account, gold mine on the other, gold mine on this. You know, with auto battle, it's no big deal. You know, there's no reason you can't, farm both of them. Okay, we've hit the brick wall. The brick wall has been hit. Okay, so I'm going to come in here. Turn that on. Oh, whoops, we got to turn auto battle off. That's weird. All right. Evan. Slow there. Harold. Stun up here. Aisha, heal. Nope. Uh-oh, they're coming. Oh, Lord, they're coming. Oh. That was not where I should have put him. I need to get Harold in the back there. Wow! I played it manually and I won. Wasn't expecting that, but for you, the viewers, I'll do it. Wasn't expecting a victory. I thought I was really sloppy, to be honest with you. Alright, so now we've conquered that, and let's go look at Glacial. And this is going to be a bit longer than I expected it to be, but that's okay. We're going back to this. So that's how you can actually take a capital on manual. I've never done that before. I usually just let it auto battle, and if I lose, it's like, I'll come back later. But with especially with the big knights, you can really use Evan, and my Evan isn't really even that upgraded, to slow them enough to really buy you extra time to DPS. And of course, Lucas actually helps on manual too because he has that knockback, and he can really help push things off of your wall to buy you some time. Well, that was pretty brutal. That was pretty brutal. Oh, that's a lot of ballistas and a lot of knights. I do notice that it seems like when they stun something, they leave. Oh, oh wow. We didn't get that one, huh? We'll try this one. But again, you can see it's basically the same. Okay, yeah, this is an easy wave. A gimme wave. It's basically the same thing, you just get snow instead of plains. So that's Conquest. That's all there is to it. And I'll go through the map of this one too, so you can see. You know, we should look at the top end difficulty of both of them now. So same thing. You start here. I don't think we'll get too many more. This is where it gets a lot more difficult. Because this is where I should be. I just hit wave 2000 today. This is where I should be struggle bussing in the game. And that is a lot of catapults. That is a lot of catapults, and they are throwing a lot of rocks at me. Don't do that with... Okay. I see. What I don't understand is why do the warriors change their targets sometimes? Ooh, that was not good. That was not good. We are not ready. But so that's 3,500, and it ends at 10,100. We go back to the green continent. This was 1,200 now, and this ends at 5,600, so half as hard. So that pretty much was Conquest. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I did change my warrior loadout. Based on everything I've seen, it's been really effective. And once again, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, again, write something in the comments, and I'll make sure to answer everybody. Thank you, and have a great day.